So, with that being said, our affirmation today is expect change to continue. Expect change to continue. I'll show you the sunshine here. Okay, so yesterday, the reason it says the universe is in charge is because yesterday 10 minutes of the video got shut off. So whoever was watching live probably got the whole 24 minutes, but those of you that were watching on replay only got 14 minutes. And I'm not going to repeat what was lost because I let the universe run the show. So you got to hear up until the part where it said you're in the Nine of Swords because you don't feel you have got your justice yet. And I was explaining how movie, it's done in astral, but we got to bring it into the movie, and it's not all here yet. So you're feeling maybe depressed, angry, sad, Nine of Swords energy. And then I went on and talked for 10 minutes, but we're not going to get back into it. So I let the universe run the show. Okay, we've got expect change to continue. In your future happens to be on the bottom of Tasha's Divine Guidance deck. So we're going to go ahead and shuffle and see what this deck wants to tell us. Now we are live, we're sitting outside, so if we get interrupted, that's the way it is. We have loud cars go by, we have lots of sunshine. I can't see the video for nothing. So just that's the way it is. Universe is in charge, and I hear lots of sirens. So confirmation, this card wants to come out. All right. So the card that wanted to come out is signs, synchronicities, triple numbers, and I just said that the sirens were a sign, and this card wanted to fly out. I also don't know if you've realized, but our superpowers are really enhanced. I was going to say X marks the spot because my shirt says X, and then I tape Jeopardy every night. So yesterday afternoon, after my shower, and I was thinking about X marks the spot, and it's going to be 106 today, so this is the outfit I wanted to wear. And what's on Jeopardy but X marks the spot for 3 different categories on Jeopardy. So those are what I'm trying to explain. That's why it says universe runs the show, not Miss Mystic. Okay, they want to tell us about a spiritual disease. So somebody has an STD, can be sexual, can be spiritual, but isn't it all one and the same? And you are a light worker and a healer and an empath, and you shouldn't be mixing with people with sexual or spiritual diseases. So that goes right along with stay out of toxic situations. We talked a lot about that yesterday. Again, I don't know what was cut off and what wasn't cut off. So this is where we continue on with the energy. You heard what you heard. Yesterday was yesterday. Even though it's timeless, you hear what you're supposed to hear at the moment. Another thing the universe has been telling me a lot of is you have to stay in the moment and the day. So for instance, I might have an appointment next Tuesday, but I have to stay in today, the moment and the hour. I can plan, like if I have to buy something, if I have to call someone, if I have to do something, I can do them things, but I have to stay in the moment. How many of you actually live in the moment and in the hour? Okay, so you're a light worker, you're with somebody toxic, and you do have a lot of protection from St. Michael. Now, yesterday on Steve's Love Tarot, he talked about having lots of protection, maybe too much protection. Is there such a thing as too much protection? Not in my life. I'm not going to ask St. Michael to let up. I keep asking him to, even if I have to stay alone, and even if I have to stay cooped up in a house most of my time, besides coming outside, of course, and going to the store and doing the laundry, But if I have to live like this, I'd rather be like this than not have the protection. Okay, so St. Michael's got this. Then we're going to pull a couple from the top. So your challenges are, you have a gold digger in your energy, someone that just wants you for, again, it could be anything. It could be sexual, it could be physical, it could be, you know, gold diggers are just not true people. Okay, they're not in it for love, they're in it for the dig. All right, and we've got, it's a third party karmic, and yes, they're definitely doing negative things, spell work, whatever they have to do. Okay, it says black magic, spell work, sending negative energy, and it's karmic third party involved. So this whole reading from Tasha's Divine Guidance was about somebody in your field. You're being protected by St. Michael. Got it. But somebody you're letting into your field, or somebody that's trying to get into your field, is way bad. Okay? So it's just a warning. All right? It's just a warning to not let old people in, for sure. And any new people, if I were you, I would ask St. Michael to not let anybody in unless they're supposed to be in. And that's how I run my show. The universe runs my show. So if they want me to run into somebody, that's fine. But they're telling me that if they're from the past, I'm not to let them back in. Okay, so fine. If they're new, they put them in my path for a reason. How can I help you, right? Like a waitress, how can I help you? Okay, the wild card, Joker, bottom of the deck, all right? It is in reverse, but I think what it's trying to tell us by being in reverse is that you're not using your magic power enough. You're not using your wild card enough, okay? You're not using what you have at your fingertips enough. Four of Swords, because you're not quite all the way healed, you're still in the matrix, you're still in the movie, and you still don't really believe all these superpowers are being activated. Like when I explained to you that I was going to name the title X Marks the Spot because I have X Fusion Liquor shirt on, which I've never drank that kind of liquor, but I have the t-shirt. Then I turn on Jeopardy and it says X marks the spot. That's supposed to be a confirmation for me that I'm right on target. I'm right on track. Then today the universe said, I want you to change the title to The Universe Runs the Show. You don't, okay? So we're healing, and some of us are on different levels than others. So the Knight of Wands is just the energy I was feeling before I pulled the card. We're on different horses, we're in different vehicles, we're on different highways, okay? But the message is to understand all these synchronicities, all these triple numbers, look them up, all these synchronicities that say X marks the spot. Wow, that is awesome. Okay, so look for the X's, look for the spots, use your magic power. Okay, Knight of Wands. Two of Wands is you have to be courageous and daring doing it. Why? Because it's your soul contract. Okay, your soul contract is the Two of Cups. Be courageous and daring. Four of Hearts, your Four of Hearts right now is giving me the feeling of you feel like you're missing out when you've got to sit home. You feel like you're missing out when you can't go to parties and you can't go to concerts and you can't go to things that you used to do maybe when you were with somebody. Don't get that way. I wouldn't even want to go to any of these grandpa concerts with all these concert people, and I don't even want to go. You can give me free tickets all you want on the radio and I just give them away. Okay, I don't want that kind of life. I am so past that, and that's why it's going to be even harder for me, because I have to have my mission partner that's on my level. Somebody comes along and says, I want to go to a concert with you and give you some free tickets. I want to go to the convention for politics. I want to take you to Catalina Island. See, I don't want to do any of that stuff. All that stuff's behind me. It's not beneath me, but it's behind me. I'm just on so much of a higher level. I would rather sit here and do cards all day and talk than go anywhere to any of these 3D places. Okay, so you can see how my soul partner is going to have to be just like me, or it ain't going to work. Okay, Five of Swords, it won't work. It'll be disappointing. It's just, and you're probably saying, well, that's bullshit. You know, you're just not letting anybody in. You're asking St. Michael to protect you. You know, you're just way beyond everybody. Why don't you just go on your spaceship full time? Well, believe me, I'd like to. But until then, I know there's a lot of people out there like me. It's just that we're all like me. We're all just being isolated. We're all just being in hermit mode. We're all just waiting for the universe to give us more, to get rid of the Seven of Swords, get rid of the deceptions, the Seven of Wands. We want victory over 2 5s and 2 7s. We want victory. 5 of Pentacles. We want victory over, we want change. 2 5s, 2 7s. We want victory over the lies. We want change. The affirmation said, expect change to continue. Okay? Continue is the key word. We want to continue with this. Okay? And we're going to continue with this. But you can't lower your standards, because you're going to end up with a gold digger. You're going to end up with somebody that's toxic. Because the plan in the spirit realm, use your wisdom, randomly at the bottom, the owl. The plan for the spirit world is for you to do your soul contract. And if the opposition knows that, what are they going to do? They're going to send you toxic situations. They're going to send you gold diggers, right? Of course they are, because they don't want you to succeed. Don't you think that I got asked out at the grocery store the other day? Nothing wrong with that, but I'm not doing it. Why? Because I could tell right away he wasn't my twin flame. I could tell right away he was just a friend. I could tell right away that, sure, I could go out for coffee, but why? Why even, I want to say waste my time, but that may sound kind of harsh, but, you know, why even bother? You know, I know who people are, and when I'm supposed to be with them, I will be with them. Self-expression, I think I just did a good job on that, right? And we've got spiritual home, just what I was saying, okay? My house is spiritual. I'm spiritual. I don't need to go out with coffee from people from the grocery store. My inner child is healed. I have power now. I'm not going backwards. You shouldn't either. I have the 4-leaf clover. Boy, it's hot out already, and it's like 7 in the morning, and I'm sweating already. Going to be 106 today. Whew. Okay, so this new beginning that we're talking about, this new beginning, it's transformation. So once again, they're saying, don't go back to the old. If you go back to going to concerts and dealing with politics and going out for coffee and dating, that's not my cup of tea. That's not my transformation. If it's your cup of tea, go ahead, okay? It's not like I'm telling you can't date and go to concerts and have fun. But for me, that is not fun anymore. I'm past that. It's kind of like when I said about the cook, the waitress, and the dishwasher, right? They're number one in their restaurant. They're not going to go back to working at the fair in a concession stand. They want to stay working in their 5-star banquet hall, right? They don't want to go back to working at the fair. They could, but they don't want to. Okay, you get it? Good news is coming in. Good news. And the key is still upside down. And I've put it the right way every time. And it keeps going upside down. So you don't have the key yet. I gotta check something. You don't have the key. Gotta check something. Oh. Who's out here? I hear somebody. Oh, it's the Black Crows. They want some bread. Okay, well, you can have some bread. Yeah, I got some bread here for you. Yeah, here's some bread for the Black Crows. So again, the Black Crows are talking to us. They're right down the street there. Okay, so we're gonna put you up here. Even the phone's getting hot. Okay, so your self-expression, your spiritual home. Okay, we've got peace. And the only way you're gonna get peaceful is if you get out of the gossip. So stay away from anything old, stay away from the gossip, stay away from anything toxic. You are healing. I said we were at all different levels. Your abundance is on the way. You hear that a lot, but it's true. And communication is on the way. So abundance and communication is in your future if you keep your spiritual home, if you don't go backwards and let the past in, okay? Now let me grab one more deck here. I've got two decks out here. One is the Knight of Swords on the bottom randomly, where he's running towards his motorcycle here, the King of Swords. He's putting in the action. So that's important, okay? He is putting in the action. You are putting in the action. They're just so wanting to warn you about the past. Now, we had Tasha and Steve both yesterday talking about not letting these past people in. And now you're hearing it repeated from me. So I guess I just keep beating a dead dog, don't I? Okay, because it's going to give you the Ten of Swords. So it's not done telling you that if you want this Ten of Swords back, you have to put an end to the past. And it's going to take strength, okay? It's not like it's saying it's easy. Letting go of the past and getting rid of toxic people, okay, is not easy. And then just think about if somebody showed up right now. Hi, how you doing? And it was an old lover or an old boyfriend or an old friend. You know how nice we are. We're in our Empress empath type of, I'm not going to say, oh, just go fuck off, right? But the point that they're trying to make is to not, you don't have to let them in your house and you don't have to sleep with them and you don't have to marry them. You can say, hi, yeah, well, it's been a while. Or, you know, if they call you on the phone and you want to talk, but they're just saying the Ten of Swords is going to come back. The Ten of Swords is going to come right back. Then we have the Ace of Feathers, which is St. Michael's Sword of Truth at the bottom of this deck. So St. Michael's just telling you, you're going to have strength. Her face is half lion and half human. Okay, so for God's sake, what does that tell you? Eight of Wands, communication again coming in. So now it's just repeating itself. So we'll probably end up closing this up pretty quick because all it's saying is the same thing. You're going to get communication. It's going to be from past people. If you're in a toxic situation right now, get out of it faster than you can. Okay, does that make sense? Faster than you can, meaning not fast enough. Okay, you've already been dwelling too long in a toxic situation. Okay, so we've got the Ace of Pentacles. Your abundance is coming in. We just heard that, didn't we? Abundance and communication. And we heard about your healing 3 times. So I think you got the message here. You're healing. If you don't want to go backwards, don't let the past in. Keep moving forward. You don't have to say yes to everybody that asks you out for coffee. You don't have to say yes to anybody. But if you feel that it's something you want to do, of course do it. But otherwise, don't be afraid to say no. Don't be afraid to say no. And then St. Michael, we had St. Michael underneath the Biblical Tarot, bottom of the deck randomly. Let's just pick a closing card. Something maybe you can look up in the Bible. All right, what is it? The lovers, Adam and Eve. Okay, so they said you can look up the Adam and the Eve story. If you do not know it, then look up the Adam and Eve story. I'm not going to comment too much about it because there's a lot of controversy on it, but the point is it's the lover's card. So what's it telling you? It's telling you that the outcome is the lovers. So you want your soul partner, you want your mission partner, you want the outcome to be the lover's card, not the gold digger card, not the sexual transmitted disease card, not the spiritual transmitted disease card. You want the communication that's coming in to be the right one, and only you can get in your own way. Okay, so you have the power. I love the picture on here. Beautiful picture. Okay, well, we're going to go ahead and close this up. Underneath the lovers, just out of curiosity, was the King of Pentacles, Genesis 41:41, Joseph in charge of Egypt. So Pharaoh said to Joseph, I hereby put you in charge of the whole land of Egypt. So what they're saying is this King of Pentacles that's coming in, he's going to be stable and he's going to be your King of Pentacles. All right? Or if you're a guy, she's going to be an asset to you. She's not going to be a gold digger. She's not going to be somebody that wants to take you out for coffee and then get you in bed, right? It's somebody that is going to give you peace. You're protected by St. Michael. This is your soul contract. Okay, and there's St. Michael saying goodbye. And I'm saying goodbye. I am Miss Mystic. Thank you for listening.